Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Blessings be on the speaker, the one who would speak the words of truth and the words of wisdom. Blessings be on the listener, the one who herself or himself has uncluttered from gossips, from drama, from judgment. Uncluttered means has uncluttered. Their awareness, their perception is clear now. Hence they are here, and blessings to be on that listener. Someone a couple of days back inquired me about what do you think, or what is your perception as far as the word sin. As you can see the caption right here, what it means to sin. So somebody inquired a couple of days back that what it means to sin, or what is your perception, or how do you perceive, or what is in your awareness as far as the word sin, or what do you think sin is. I hope you understand the question. I have elaborated quite a bit just in a few seconds here, so there remain no confusion in your awareness. So we would look into it as we always do, me and you together. Nobody is better here. You see, we all are seeking on one level to another, one way or another. We all are truth seekers. I am not a teacher. I am seeking truth with you here. You are not a student. You are just seeking the truth, just like me. So we would stay totally impartial and totally open to what we understand or perceive as what sin is. You see? Does sin mean that I missed the church on a Sunday, or I missed the Friday prayer in the mosque, or I missed temple, or I missed the synagogue this week, the places of worship? No matter what religion you follow, in the religion there is a place of worship, and you are committed to yourself to go there on the time when they say prayers. You see, through the prayers they think that they are establishing a connection between them and God, because in their mind they think that God is something exists out there. So coming back to the topic, or coming back to the inquiry, that what it means really to sin. Does it mean that I missed the place of worship this week, so I committed a sin? Does it mean that I couldn't feed all the hungries in the world or in my side, so I committed a sin? Does it mean that I did not fall on the certain parameters of the morality, so I committed sin? Or does it mean that I drink alcohol or I drink excessively? Is this a sin? You see. So, what does it really mean to sin? So, we are going just about to look into it. So, as I said to you, that there are different definitions of everything. You see, because the reason there are different definitions of everything is because there are different perceptions. Perception, everybody in creation, every single person or every human in creation perceives something exactly in the same manner. But when they perceive, that happens naturally in nature. However, what they perceive, it goes through everything that they have been exposed to or they have knowledge of. They perceive through everything what they know. As my mentor, Don Miguel Ruiz, writes in his book, The Voice of Knowledge, he says, when I see a person, not only I see a person, but I perceive a person and I qualify a person. You understand what that means? It means that not only when I see somebody, I'm not only seeing that person, but I literally am, this person is now being perceived through everything that I know, which is the knowledge. Knowledge and truth are two separate things. You can have tons of knowledge, but you may not know the truth about something. So this whole brief paragraph that I just mentioned is because the definition of sin may vary from person to person. Somebody can say that I don't go to church or mosque or synagogue or temple, so I am a sinner. Somebody can say that I can feed a hungry person or I can feed some hungry people, so I am a sinner. Somebody can say that I gamble and I go to the casino, so I am a sinner. And somebody can say that I drink alcohol or I do this or that, so I am a sinner. So the definition of being sinner is being varied from individual to individual sometimes, or a group of people, or a band of people, or a culture, based on everything what they have been exposed to. Their religion, the people who interact with each other, what they have exposed as far as their culture, their society, their interaction in the society with each other, the religion, the philosophy, the doctrine, the book they follow, it may vary. The definition of sin may vary, but the authentic definition of sin, or the definition of sin, when the word was created and the primitive humans agreed to the meaning of word, was basically, you, now this is what I'm telling you in truth, that what I understand, and then I am going to elaborate that why I say or why I believe what I believe, then I am going to elaborate on that. However, so the definition of sin is when you go against yourself, you commit a sin. Do you understand? If you look at this definition through the eyes of truth and through the eyes of wisdom. This definition of sin would resonate through you, meaning it would make just perfect sense. If you are open to, if you are an open seeker, if you are the seeker of truth and you are open to truth, anything that you do, any action or a thought that you have, or any action that you perform, and if it goes against you, you commit a sin. That's what sin is. You understand? Now, when you look at this definition, we are going to now clarify, or we are going to look into it very deeply, very profoundly, so there remains no confusion in our awareness. You see, if you look at the definition of sin through the eyes of truth and wisdom, sin turns out something far away from morality, and it's not the matter of morality. As a matter of fact, it's the matter of common sense. You see, but as I said, if you remember, only yesterday I said or the day before yesterday we did the meditation, but the day before yesterday I mentioned that common sense, unfortunately, is being overlooked because of the condition and domestication and all the lies that we human have learned. Okay, that's why it seems that it's not common, but however it is common. So the definition of sin is common sense, that anything what you do which goes against yourself is a sin. Please remember something. I don't have to remind you, but I'm sure you know already that what you are essentially made out of is energy. You understand? Follow me, follow my words, and you would see the truth in it. What you are essentially made out of is energy. You see, energy, of course, would take forms, it would change forms, and it would change even through the point of view of science, or scientifically speaking, it can change form, but energy can never dies. Energy always is. You see, it can never dies. It may change forms, however. So in whatever the direction you move this energy, it would go into that direction. When we are in the human form, we have a mind of reasoning, a mind of rationale. But when we leave the body, we don't have the luxury of the mind. You see why I'm saying? So we cannot reason. The discriminatory aspect of mind is gone. So energy, in whichever direction you move the energy, you would see what I'm saying just in a second. Whatever the direction you move the energy, it would go and it would amplify very quickly in that direction. If you choose, it's your choice, basically. Being human, a tremendous possibility. You can be just about anything. So if you choose to direct your energy in something which starts a fire in your awareness, your energy, you would feel very uncomfortable. I would give you an example what I'm trying to say. Basically, you see somebody, and of course there is a silence between you and that person, meaning there is no communication. However, the person is doing something over there. In your mind, through everything what you know, and what you know may not be the truth, however, it's just that you know. Everything that you know, in your mind, there is no communication, there is silence. A person is involved in an activity. Please follow me what I am saying. I am trying to elaborate on sin, and I'm trying to answer your inquiry in the best humanly way possible. So in your mind, if that person is not falling upon your standards, the silent expectations in your mind, of course, the person does not even have a clue what you are thinking about this person. If this person is doing something that is creating a friction in you and making you uncomfortable, however, the person is not doing it to you, he's doing or she's doing what they are doing, but in your mind there is a friction because of their action. That person is not responsible for that friction. That his action or her action is not responsible for the friction in your mind. You are responsible for what you perceive. Please remember that. That person is not responsible. The person may not even know what you are having in your mind. If there is a friction and you become resentful, you see, I'm trying to make it as clear as humanly possible. And it's a very significant example which would give you an idea of what it really means to commit sin. And if you become resentful, you see, if you are bothered by their action, you have a choice here that you can, you have a free will, you have a choice here. You can go ahead and politely communicate with the person if something is bothering you from inside. But most people do not believe, unfortunately, nowadays in communication. They believe in being passive aggressive and making assumptions, which is a cancer in our society now. Anyway, you become resentful and you try to be passive aggressive, and you slam a couple of things here and there and try to make a point, and their person may get your point but becomes also resentful and does that more now. You see, you do not know who the other person or what the other person is capable of. You don't know anything about them. So instead of communicating, you become more and more resentful. You see, whenever you feel resentful, have you ever noticed? You see, remember something. These are the things which you become so aware through yoga and meditation. You notice everything about yourself. Have you ever noticed that when you become resentful or something is creating a friction in you and you are becoming resentful or you are becoming jealous or you are becoming angry, it seems like that there is a fire around your ears and there is a lot of agitation in you. There is it's a very uncomfortable feeling. Even if you don't use words such as anger, resentment, jealousy, or anything like that, the emotion is real. You cannot deny this emotion. You are the one who's perceiving then and there. You see, it's a very uncomfortable feeling. So what happens, that uncomfortable feeling is a huge detrimental in what you essentially are, in your energy. And if you do not do something about this kind of negative thing, it creates and it multiplies and amplifies the negative energy in you. You see, now you are perceiving an emotion which is making you highly uncomfortable. So, do you understand what that is? It means here you are going against yourself. You see, the feeling of restlessness and the very feeling of feeling uncomfortable is the very evidence that you are going against yourself. That's what we understand as sin. I would go further now. Of course, in religion, they talk about heaven and they talk about hell. But the way they portray, just as they portray God, there is something which exists out there but not within you. However, the source of creation is within creation. That's why in every culture, even in religions, they say do not judge. Because you judge the creation, you judge the creator. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, in religion, they tell you something. And what they tell you in religion is uh, hell is a place where the fire is burning. You see, hell is a place where the fire is burning, and in this place, it's a geographical place, they say, and where the fire is burning and intensifying, and the individuals are burning in hell. You see, that's what they say in religion. um it's heaven or hell, as I have mentioned numerous times before in my messages and in my retreats. It's not a physical place. Heaven or hell is the state of the being. Please know that. So, heaven or hell is the state of the being. If a person remains happy all the time, and it is very possible to be happy all the time, a person who does not suppress their feelings, a person who does not suppress how they feel, a person who looks at the truth as truth is happening, a person who doesn't go against themselves, a person who doesn't carry resentment, because it's an emotion that you are perceiving. Even though if the resentment is about somebody, you are the one who is the perceiving it. You are the perceiver of your perception. If a person is doesn't carry jealousy, if a person doesn't carry sadness or fear or anxiety or selfishness, that person automatically, and it's only natural for that person to be happy all the time, because these negative traits are not in that person. What happens after some time, as the person is in that condition all the time, or for the most part of their life, it imprints on their karma. Even though when they leave the body, they progress now by their tendencies, and these are imprinted on the karma, so they would progress in that manner, and this person and all those tendencies would progress the person, and the happiness and joy would turn into bliss very, very quickly, and then we would say, oh, this person is in heaven. You see, this is what happens. A person who is carrying a lot of resentment, on the flip side of the coin I'm showing you now, a person who's carrying a lot of resentment, a person who's an opportunist, a person who's selfish, a person who does not know how to love, a person who is angry all the time, a person who's resentful all the time, a person who is demented, unfortunately, that person carries or lives in negative energy all the time. So what happens when this person passes on, or when the body dies? Now, before, the person had the luxury to reason, because there was that discriminatory aspect which you understand as mind. But now the discriminatory aspect of that person is gone. So no, it's when the person leads their entire life in these kind of negative traits, it also imprints on their karma. So when the person leaves the body, this anger, all this negativity amplifies, and as it amplifies very, very quickly. It's like a snowball, you start like this, and it amplifies, and it rolls, and it rolls, it becomes this huge very, very, very quickly. So such a person, of course, all these negative emotions become that particular person, and unfortunately we say this person is in hell. You see, if you have followed, since I started this video 25 minutes ago, if you have followed every word, you understand what it means to sin in truth. You see, sin is something when you suppress yourself and you go against yourself, you commit a sin. You see. So something which was an issue of morality and religion now has turned into something which is common sense. So that's what happens. The person turns unfortunately very quickly in a state which is not very pleasant, and person cannot now reason because the discriminatory aspect of the human is unfortunately gone. So the person only progresses with their tendencies, and since it has imprinted on their karma, excuse me, since it has imprinted on their karma, the negative energy would amplify very, very, very quickly, and we would say, sadly, unfortunately, this person is in hell now. Is the particular state of the being. You see, you have heard of Swami Yogananda. I have mentioned Swami Yogananda numerous times. He was a remarkable yogi. He was born in India. He passed on here in America, somewhere in California. Anyway, if you want to get his book, it's a brilliant book. It is called Autobiography of a Yogi. And also they made a movie. It's on Netflix. It's a brilliant movie. It helps and bring a lot of clarity in most people's perception. However, we would go further. Swami Yogananda said basically that Swami Yogananda said what happens that you do not turn into an angel just merely by dying. Are you following what he said? Swami Yogananda said you just do not turn all of a sudden or blink of an eye in an angel just merely by dying. If you live your life as an angry man, if you live your life like a thug, if you live your life like a thief, a selfish person, you just do not turn into an angel merely by dying. You see, that's what he said. He further said that if you want to make the change, you need to put effort. You understand? Please follow. He further said, if you want to make the change, you need to put efforts. So nothing changes after you die. He says nothing changes after you die. You just lose the body. Everything remains same. Whatever you have made out of yourself till that point, so you shall be. It's a promise. You see, nothing changes. You just do not turn into an angel merely by dying. Whatever you have made out of yourself till that point, so shall you be. You would just lose the body, and that's it. Nothing changes. You do not turn into an angel from somebody like that. So he said that if you want to make the change, the time is very precious. This world is the place, and this is the time to do it. You see the depth of his wisdom and truth. So please remember that. Let's make good things. The things that do not go against ourselves. If you understand what I'm saying. The things in which we do not go against ourselves. Let's make those things our good habit. Let's not punish ourselves for a mistake that has happened 10 years back and we are still crying about it. Let's not cling on to some relationship which was broken and you are still not letting it go. If it was meant to be, it would be. If it is not meant to be, it wouldn't be. Let's not cling on attachments. Let's not suppress ourselves or go against ourselves by having negative emotions such as resentment, discrimination, racism, um, sadness, anger, jealousy, um, contemplation of getting even. These are all negative traits, and anytime we have these traits we feel very uncomfortable profoundly. Please know that. So let's not have that. And I give you message almost every day with the exception of the days when I work. I tell you everything that how that would be. Let's challenge everything. Let's not believe if somebody said something. Let's look at the intention why this person is telling me what this person is telling me. Let's communicate. Let's not make assumptions. Let's clear our heart from each other and live in peace, unity, and harmony. Then we are not committing sin. Then we are living in peace and harmony with ourselves and with the rest of the creation. That's the best way to be. You see, I hope I have answered your inquiry. I hope you understand more what it means to be, excuse me, what it means to sin. I hope you understand that. Even though, if you have any questions, if you have any confusions, any compliments or critics, feel free to write me. You see, you can write in the comment section. If you are too shy, you can write me. I will clear your confusion. I'll remove your confusion. It's a promise. I always make time for you. I'm here for you. Oh.